Let me preface with, yeah, I enjoy the MCU. Will I watch every movie? Absolutely, I grew up with this thing. Will I watch every show? No. But bottom line, I've been a fan since Iron Man, and I'm always interested in where the Marvel Cinematic Universe is going. And it seems to be going in a really interesting direction. I recently watched Moon Knight, I recently watched Doctor Strange, and I've looked into She-Hulk, Ms. Marvel, and the rest, and I have a lot of thoughts. The title of this video talks about hype culture and nostalgia, but that's not all I want to talk about, though those are the main points. I want to talk about what's hurting the MCU in general, because I think there's a lot going on that has me feeling more and more disinterested with every passing month, which is surprising because Marvel's pumping out more and more content every year. So let's start this off with hype culture. I feel there's different ways of describing this. One way I describe hype culture in terms of the MCU is, you know how Iron Man ends with Nick Fury going,
"I'm here to talk to you about the Avenger Initiative."
That right there. That creates hype, and that's cool. We get a few more movies and boom, out of that hype, out of that build-up, pops out the Avengers. But recently, the Marvel Cinematic Universe has been relying on hype culture a little too much. So now instead of these moments taking place besides the story or after it, moments like these are now integrated into the story itself. And there's not much way of getting around it. Remember Age of Ultron's Thor scene, where it's basically a minute-long ad for Infinity War? That's always in the MCU now, and in different ways too. The MCU constantly hypes up its future projects in the middle of its current projects, like it's a YouTube video, and it's a little weird, not gonna lie. I talked about this in my Hawkeye video and I wanted to expand upon it here. Yeah, if you missed out on my Hawkeye video, shame on you, okay? How dare you? I'm joking, I love you, please subscribe. A massive problem Hawkeye had is the lack of payoff. Its decision to build up hype episode after episode to then blow the massive load of the Kingpin. Yes, Netflix's Daredevil Kingpin, one of the most celebrated adaptations of all time, with a text message, is nuts. Instead of actually developing this character through episodes, we get a half-assed reveal, and every single thing the show builds up to has incredibly weak climaxes. Worse, the show has build-up, but this is all conveyed in deleted scenes, and the audience never gets to witness character development and proper character introductions. A lot of Disney Plus shows rely on building up to something, and the payoff has been rather weak. It'll be saved for a later season or another show or something, when the payoff needs to happen in the season itself in order for it to be satisfying. A recent example? Moon Knight. So you know how earlier I said at the very end of Iron Man 1, when the plot was fully over, Nick Fury reveals himself and talks about the Avengers Initiative? Yeah, Moon Knight decides to advertise what I'm assuming is its second season during its first season. And it does so by building hype towards a character. This character being Jake Lockley, Mark Spector's alter. Awful decision to do the, oh, person with DID has an evil alter aside. The character's built up gradually, episode by episode. And at a certain point, it stops being build up towards another alter in the future. It's just so obvious that there is another alter that even Steven and Mark acknowledge something is wrong as early as episode 3.
Steven, what did you do?
I swear it wasn't me.
Then who was it?
And so finally, in the final episode, the final alter is revealed. Jake Lockley appears in the middle of battle and we see him. We don't actually. No. We cut away from the violence. Yet again. Stop lying to me, Kevin. I love you. Don't hurt me like this. And instead, the final battle is finished off screen. They wanted to hype up another alter so bad that they decided to literally skip the climax of the final battle. Are you fucking kidding me, bro? The scene is also the hero character at their lowest point too. Moon Knight is down, barely holding on. The Scarlet Scarab, trapped, in danger. Arthur Harrow taunts Mark, essentially telling him that the world would be better off without him. His family would have been happy. And man, it's prime buildup for Mark and Steven to stand up, have a heroic, emotional moment, working together to stop the villain, to truly stop him, not just, fight his cronies earlier in the episode. And if they really wanted to reveal Jake, they had every opportunity to do so, making it clear that he's on Khonshu's side and will protect Mark and Steven by any means necessary, even if it means killing, and the build-up would have been satisfying. We'll finally see this alter that has haunted the show step into the spotlight and showcase that while he works for good, he's dangerous and lethal. If that happened, the alter build-up, which by the way has affected the plot multiple times now, since the first episode, yeah, that would have paid off in the season it's in. But no, they decide to save it for the end credit scene. By that point, the story is over and killing Harrow is unnecessary. A shock value murder to reveal the evil alter. Like, imagine if in No Way Home, the final battle ended with the Green Goblin appearing and throwing a bomb. Andrew saves MJ, but instead Tom saves Ned, and then Tom makes his way towards the Green Goblin only to find that actually Tobey Maguire already beat his ass. We set up the final battle, we were at this climactic moment, and then it was stripped away from us. That's basically what happened. Take me back to fun cameos and hype when it didn't actually affect the plot of the movie or show I'm watching. Please. And you know, hype culture was very prominent in Endgame. It was of course the culmination. It was hyping up seeing everyone together at once in a final battle. The only thing is, in Endgame, it's satisfying because this is what the universe has built. These are all characters from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And then, WandaVision did something. Whoa, is that a cameo? Now, I don't watch Ruby, but I do watch H-Bomber Guy. Take that how you will.
Vaccines are great at stimulating my balls.
So how the MCU handles cameos and nostalgia reminds me of this part in H-Bomb's video on Ruby, where he talks about how the show has a ton of problems, and instead of focusing on creating new and better stories or perfecting its world, it decides to reference back to stuff viewers previously enjoyed.
One of the standout moments that people really liked about early Ruby is the part where Nora pokes Ren's nose and says boop. People really liked that because it's a genuinely simple and cute moment that you don't need to know Rooster Teeth lore to enjoy. So, of course, in addition to selling merchandise that quotes these moments, in the second season Nora starts wearing a boop shirt. Hey, remember when she said boop? Well, it's in stores now!
And hearing that made this tidal wave of, oh, wash over me.
It's me you want, so here I am.
Because Marvel is starting to do that a lot. It's not about showing how interconnected the Marvel Universe is anymore, it's more like, yeah, do you remember this? This was cool, right? You know how Kingpin was hyped up in Hawkeye to entice viewers to keep watching because, oh my god, I loved Daredevil? Or how WandaVision had Evan Peters as Quicksilver and you were like, oh my god, is Quicksilver coming back? Are the X-Men coming back? No Way Home had Tobey and Andrew come back as Spider-Man and thankfully that worked out well thematically and story-wise. But wasn't it weird that when they pop out, there's like a second of pause to let the audience cheer? It's weird. And people talk about that a lot, but not many people talk about this scene.
You know, I'm something of a scientist myself. Octavius.
Oh wait, let me fix that.
You know, I'm something of a scientist myself. You know, I'm something of a scientist myself. Octavius knows what I can do.
It also happens in Multiverse of Madness. The Illuminati appear and they're all given like 2 seconds for the audience to cheer. And oh my gosh, guys, Peggy Carter said, I can do this all day. Remember that, guys? But here's the big fucking problem, because a lot of this has been about how, yeah, it can make the MCU dip in quality from time to time, but a lot of these problems have been about how they affect me as a viewer, how I feel about these movies and shows, and that's all subjective. Well, the concept of the multiverse, which was explored in the only true fantastic Disney Plus show, Loki, and the MCU's decision to introduce Evan Peters as Quicksilver in WandaVision to test out how the audience would react to cameo characters, has led to Marvel movie fans wanting more. What do I mean by more? Well, let's look at this little Twitter account called Moth Culture. See, Moth Culture reports rumors and fabricated news like, oh, Tobey Maguire is in Multiverse of Madness. Okay, what's the source? Your ass? Got it. Hello. This is a very different format. So I was going through the video and I was like, I want to explain better what Moth Culture is because their Twitter is just so nuts. And honestly, if you don't take it seriously, it's like the funniest thing of all time. I'm also wearing a hat because I don't want to make my hair today. Not that my hair looks good anyways. So scrolling past like a bit of Thor and it's already like, bro, he's coming. Beta Ray Bill coming on screen, I don't think would be allowed. Actually, would Beta Ray Bill have a normal dick? Or a horse? Okay, here we go. Rumor, according to some insider sources, Universal is actively developing a standalone Hulk film, perhaps without Ruffalo. Sources speculate. What are your sources? Where are they? You see, and like, the thing is that nobody believes them. I don't trust you for now. It's so funny. That's why I love it. It's just so funny to go through the tweets. Okay, it wasn't this because it's just, I have to scroll so much, but this is an example. Rumor, Marvel Studios likes the idea of making a one-off superior Iron Man film that's unattached to the MCU. It could be the grittiest idea yet, pushing an R rating. Let me just call Kevin Feige. He's on speed dial. I'll just verify if this is true or not.
Yeah, hello?
Hey, Kevin.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey man, yeah, so supposedly you're making a superior Iron Man film with Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise, shit.
And it'll push the boundaries of superhero cinema because it'll be R-rated. Is that true?
Bro, that's not true at all, man. I wish it was, though, shit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, I wasn't sure.
Nah, it's okay,
I wasn't
dude.
sure if it was true or not.
Yeah, it's not true, man. No worries.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Anyways, love you, baby.
I love you too, Kevin.
So you coming over later?
Yeah, I'll see you tonight.
Oh, hell yeah. Did you buy it or not?
Yeah, I bought it.
Oh, let's
Yeah, I bought
go.
it.
How big is it, though? Like in size, you know?
It's 12 inches.
Fuck, shit. I'm so excited,
Oh,
dude.
I'm still filming,
Damn,
Kevin,
bro,
so
this is gonna
I'll
go
have to call you back.
crazy.
And it's funny, but it's also a little worrying, and TikTok is like a whole nother beast, and I haven't even tackled that yet. Let me know if you want me to tackle that, because that would be so funny, and I think it would be so fun just to do. And this feeds into fan expectations. Rumored to appear in Multiverse of Madness, Tobey Maguire, Eric Bana's Hulk. Is that Deadpool in the poster? Deadpool confirmed in the Multiverse of Madness. And instead of viewers focusing on, the movie, appreciating the story for what it's trying to be, it's being judged as what the viewers wanted it to be. I for one loved Multiverse of Madness. Its script being a little messy and not doubling down on certain thematic elements prevent it from being a top 5 MCU film, but it does so much, so well. And yet everyone is talking about John Krasinski. No, not him. Him.
Identity theft is not a joke, Jim.
People are like, there aren't enough cameos in Multiverse of Madness? I was promised cameos. This movie sucks. There aren't enough cameos, but the MCU is building up to Secret Wars where every character is going to pop up, including the Spider-Man, the Fantastic Four. Your childhood is going to pop up again on screen, guys. That Chip and Dale movies come out, it's literally just fueling the same thing, nostalgia bait. And at least that movie has all of that for a reason, and it builds upon that in its world, but again, I read more about the cameos than the story or plot points themselves. I made that Why It Works video on No Way Home because I wanted to talk about something from that movie other than Toby and Andrew showing up, as that overtakes the conversation every time. So this is what a rather large amount of MCU fans care about now. Instead of Thanos tying everything together, it's cameos now. Phase 4 should just be called the Cameo Saga or something, because it seems like a fifth of the MCU's viewership is watching the MCU based on the potential to see something they recognize, not necessarily to watch something new. This isn't to say they're all duds though. Shang-Chi was received really well, Moon Knight was also received very well, despite having little tie to the larger MCU. But that being said, that's also due to positive word of mouth for the former, and the latter is a decently recognized character that people have wanted to see in live action for a long time. Also, it's Oscar Isaac. Like, how do you not watch a show with Oscar Isaac in it? He does an amazing job. Still, sometimes I see more people talking about how Daredevil will be appearing in both She-Hulk and Echo rather than She-Hulk and Echo themselves. And that worries me. Marvel seems to want to build hype for future projects, and it at times can be detrimental. But worse, though, by seeking to deliver more fan service and nostalgia bait, it risks its fans becoming disillusioned by not getting what they expected. A good amount of people now want to see every single superhero that's ever appeared in a Marvel property since the 2000s in one movie. People now want to go, ooh, ah, and point and shout at the screen because of something or someone they remember, instead of doing that out of genuine excitement towards the story itself. And I, for one, understand. I understand the theme park aspect of these movies. They're fun. But at the same time, I just kinda miss watching an MCU movie and getting everything I need out of it, without having to worry about watching another show or movie or sequel to get the full story. That's why I love Shang-Chi. That's why Eternals, while not the best, felt refreshing, at least. I also don't need cameos and nostalgia to be so deeply ingrained into these movies, and I'm worried that the MCU might have to dive headfirst into that aspect to keep fans happy. And ultimately, I'm not sure if even that'll be enough. Thanks so much for watching the video. Make sure to check out Interstellar Ranger Commence. The first episode is out on the channel already. I've been working on this anime for around 3 years now, so I hope you really enjoy it, and episode 2 is coming very soon. Thanks so much, Chelietra, for the awesome Hope Griffin fan art from Interstellar Ranger Commence. It looks awesome. I love this lighting. Thank you so much. Make sure to also check out the Crowd Made for some Browntable merch. We've got some cool shirts, man, so you can rep your appreciation for the channel. Thanks so much, patrons, for supporting the channel. Your support means so much to me. It really helps out every single month, so I love you guys. I really appreciate it. And remember to subscribe and turn on notifications to become a chair. What is a chair? A chair is part of the brown table. That's right. What does a table need? More chairs. Exactly. So we can all fit in there and eat some delicious food. I don't know where I'm going with this. Thanks so much for watching the video, and I hope you come back to the table.